up there were problems between Dolores Gray and Michael Kidd. It started because Dolores Gray wanted to be in the whip dance. And David Merrick promised her that she could be in the whip dance. This is before they went into production. So she bought her own whip and was taking whip lessons. Now this didn't jive with what Michael Kidd's vision of the whip dance was. So they got into rehearsals and she kept begging him, please let me be in the whip dance. I practiced. She brought her whip so she could show the entire company how good she was. And she was pretty good at cracking that whip. Nope, Michael Kidd did not want it. She said, let me just start it off. Let me just crack the whip at the beginning. Nope, well that was it. From then on, she wouldn't speak to him. And they got into some pretty nasty fights when they did speak, to the point, at one point where Dolores Gray slapped him and he slapped her back. The very next night, her mother showed up and she punched him out. Well, of course, for David Merrick, this was pure gold, because he was a big believer of the, no publicity is bad publicity. And so the show was, in fact, notorious for what was going on between Dolores Gray and Michael Kidd. But it was otherwise a happy company. And she and Andy Griffith got along well. It opened to really very good reviews. The only reason it closed on Broadway is because come, the spring of 1960, Andy Griffith got this interesting TV offer. And he decided he was going to take it. And rather than continue the show without him on Broadway, Merrick sent out a road tour with John Raitt and Ann Jeffries. Otherwise, it probably would have run for a couple of years. The movie rights were optioned for a while, but this was at the beginning of the end for movie musicals, so it was never made. At our photo shoot, this is Wendell Wilson right here. It's his first show with us. We're so happy to Wendell, at our photo shoot, you actually had some pretty snazzy gun moves. He was doing the whole twirling the gun thing and everything. Where did you learn that?
Television.
Watching or being in?
No, watching. Sunday morning growing up, it was all about the cowboy movie, and so my mother didn't like guns at all. Because I didn't have guns. I had lots of them, she just didn't know about them. And I did a lot of it then, and also I had some gun training. And I'm really comfortable around.
We have Coley Grundman here. When was your last show with us? Pardon my English?
Yeah, Coco.
Coco.
Yep.
Did you have any good Coco stories? Did you get to?
I don't have any good Coco stories, I'm sorry. It was a wonderful show and I had a lovely time and we did our jobs and went home. But I did have a wonderful, wonderful time in Pardon My English, which was, when you do a lot of shows, every once in a while you get one that just comes together and the cast loves each other and the script suits beautifully the people that are cast. And it's a grand delight from beginning to end. And I have to say, Pardon My English was probably one of the most positive and wonderful theatrical experiences I've ever had. Because it was just, I don't know if any of you guys remember it. It was, what, 3 years ago?
Maureen McVeary and Tony Panaghetti.
Yeah,
and Nina Joseph,
and
that's
Nina
right,
Joseph.
who's off in LA now.
Yeah, and I think we still use the books for that one. And
Yeah.
it was just silly and delightful. And had a wonderful time with it. So, yeah.
And it had a
English
great
was my
Gershwin
favorite show.
score.
But my first one here was Superman,
Oh my
in
God.
which my first 42nd Street moon role was playing a nuclear reactor.
Kurt Crochet. That's right, we've been in and out of this world. And Jenny Lord played Lois Lane, and Lisa Pierce. Some of you probably remember Lisa Pierce. She played the Linda Lavin role in that. She's off in Michigan now. I only got to play a villain, a really evil villain once, and it was the most fun that I ever had. What do you think?
It's been great. And this has been a great show too, because as we were talking earlier about the what exactly is this? Is this a play with music, or is it? It's not quite a musical comedy. The numbers aren't particularly satirical. They seem to feed directly into the plot. Jip Watson is a very funny song. It's not meant to be satirical, but it's very mocking to Jip. It's a whole lot of fun. So I've been able to stay consistent for the entire show, and just be nasty.
Yeah. But it's fun being nasty. Take our word for it. So, Carl Pantel, our musical director, this is your first show with us.
It is.
You are the assistant the artistic director
Yes.
at the Gay Men's Chorus.
Correct.
And you also direct
I work at the San Francisco Conservatory as a vocal coach.
And the
in
vocal
opera
mi-
department.
in the opera department. And the vocal minority?
Yeah, they're a small ensemble of the gay men's chorus that I direct. So we do a lot of outside gigs, you know, when they ask for kind of a smaller group. There's only about 15 of them, so anyway.